Alright, I think I got the microphone. I don't know if I'm live streaming or not. Waiting for YouTube to connect. Hopefully it happens in the next 2 minutes. I got a lot to show you. I did a lot this week. We'll wait for a few more minutes. Hopefully YouTube can connect in some sort of fashion. Let's see if my titles are right. If it is. Yes, Twitch. No one likes you anyway. Alright, looks like we're online with everybody now. Alright, I'm gonna wait for the timer. I got a lot done. I don't know if you can see it behind me, but it's a lot of work. The software is going to be the issue for the next 2 weeks. So that's what I can do. Hey guys, if you notice the timer right up here at the top left of the screen, I'm just waiting for a few people to connect. Give them a chance to connect. Give them a chance to read the alerts that all these social media channels send out, and then we'll get started. YouTube started a little late, so I'm going to wait a few more seconds here. And I'm using a new service, so trying to see what's going on here. Alright, looks like everybody is connected and online. Let's see what's going on here. Okay, so we're using a new service, trying to figure out what's going on with what. Cool. Alright. Let me just... Alright, I'll show the title screen and we'll get started. Hey guys, welcome to another live stream. This week we are we've done a lot, and I can't tell you how much work I put into this during the week. Last week we got the motors running. This week I started assembling all the electronics that I think I would need in the robot. But let me just start by saying today is Friday, August 10th, and this is the third episode of Cerebral Dad. let's see here. Let me just get into it. Let me just show you what I've done. Let's see.
Well, my helicopter.
Yes. All right. Here we go. As you can see, there's a lot going on. I'll fire it up in just a second, but we don't have the computer in there right now. We got the battery, we have the fuse panel, we have the voltage dividers, we have buttons and indicators and lights and everything else that you could imagine going on in here. I got the motor controller all wired up. Let me see if I can get you a better view of it, but let me see here. Well, that's going to be a weird inception thing. Hold on 1 second. So right here is the fuse panel. We're using that, and it's connecting directly to the battery. I'm going to fire it up real quick for you. Better make sure I forget the polarity. So let me just make sure that I got it right. This here. Interesting. That is correct. It's negative on the left. Alright. I was just second guessing myself here. Negative over here. Positive over here. And it fires right up. I don't know how well that's being picked up on camera. Let me move it around here. Right. Okay, I think we can see everything in here. So, as you can see, we have power going to, this says 12, so that's 12 volt source right here. That's going to get connected over here to this power distribution board. This is 5 volts here. That's for the speaker system. These are light indicators. So this is for the power light indicator. This is to tell me that the robot operating system is working. And this is going to be for telling me that the voice commands are ready. It's a visual indicator. You can see there's the battery down here. The computer is going to go right here, and you can see the motor controller that we set up last week. Let me just bring that down over here. Sorry for the chair in the way. So that is everything. I've been doing a lot of software. I'm connected to a VNC server. So I want to show you a little bit of what's going on with the VNC. I was debating this right here is the, let me see if I can, this is a 19-volt source for the computer. And that's everything. Everything that goes through this power distribution board is fused, so it'll be safe to go through. I tried to keep the wires as neat as possible. Let me close this up real quick. See. Okay. So look at this. Check this out. This wire, I could go fishing with it. It's for the connect. That in here. Let me turn this off real quick. Here. Shove all these wires in. And make sure nothing is pinching. I think we're good. That just seals up like that. That seals up. Here's the blue indicator light. It's very big. The red and yellow. And we have an emergency off. So when I push the, oh, you can't see, I'm sorry. This is emergency off button for the motor driver currently. I don't know if I'm going to hook the computer up to it or not. But when I push this in, everything is ready to go. The motors can drive. That turns the motors off for safety. I 3D printed a bracket for the Xbox Connect. It snaps in there, and I don't think I'm ever going to get that out because I printed the tolerances so high that I think it's now part of the Connect forever. So I have the Connect going on here. This is going to be one of the main sensors. One thing that I didn't put in the robot yet is, when we open it up here, up here, I'm going to have the 9 degrees of freedom IMU. So when you close it, you'll see that when I put it up here, it's right in line with the wheels. So it'll be a good spot for the IMU in there, and I'll keep everything weatherproof. The only thing I wasn't able to figure out was how to make the Xbox Connect weatherproof. It needs to be out in the open and calculating and whatnot. So that's that so far. There's a lot of space in the back. You can see the Xbox Connect wire goes, and there's a grommet in the back that I'm going to be putting in. So that's the robot right now as I have it. I wanted to show you a little bit of some electronics that I'm going to do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the camera on the 3D printer, and I'll fix this other camera over here so you don't get seasick, and then I can show you a little bit of the circuitry that I'm going to do in order to control these lights here. So let's do that real quick. Okay, my best Oops, what fell? Okay. My desk is a mess, I'm sorry. But it's going to be awesome when I show you. Okay, got a lot going on here, so I apologize. Let's go back to the, jeez, I don't even know what I called it. Alright. I should start 3D printing something live, but yeah, let's put the robot in the background for you. Oh, no. That is not the robot. Oh, okay. So look at in this mess. So these are MOSFETs, and they allow me to control a high voltage source with something like an Arduino. Like this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this MOSFET and connect it to another one of these large lights, just to show you exactly how I'm going to control these awesome lights with something that has a relatively low tolerance for things like that. So on a MOSFET, you have the gate, the source is on the other side, and the, oh man, what is it called? Gate, source, it's something like drain, oh, drain, yeah. The gate, drain, and source. So you connect your 12 volt ground here, whatever you want to control, to the center pin, and the gate is activated by a low voltage so that it connects these two pins together like a switch, and the gate is completely isolated. So it's a good non-mechanical, well, I don't know if there's any mechanics in there, but it's a non-mechanical way to switch something on. So what I'm going to do is, how this works is, I have my my power source here that I use an old PC power supply. So right now, this is what I'm doing. Come on, you can get on there. Come on, get on there. Okay. So the circuit goes, you put your power from your high voltage source, or your positive to the high voltage source, and you're really switching the negatives on and off. So what I'm going to do here is this goes to the sag pin, which is also the shield at the top. And then we get the source, which is actually the negative, or the ground source, from here. Oh, what is that weirdo stuff going on? Oh, okay. That's weird. Okay, so now we have half of the circuit completed. So when I put anything to this gate pin, it's going to connect these two together. So what I'm going to do here is I have to connect let me see if I have another oh shit. Damn it. Sorry guys, the epoxy, here I'll just show you. The epoxy on the diffuse board just gave away. I'm gonna have to fix that later. What a pain in the sack. That really stinks, man. Let me just switch these pins around. Hold on 1 second. What is going on here? Sometimes these pins get bent and you just bend them out a little bit. So that they fit again. Here we go. 12 volts. For now. I'm gonna get this one out. Okay, so we're back at square one again. When this turns on, I'll show you. So now I have an extra alligator clip that I can connect to the Arduino. The Arduino also needs a ground, so I'm going to supply it with ground from the same power source. Okay, so here is this. We're going to keep this like this. So the power is connected, everything's connected, and before I show you any of that, I'd like to show you some of the code. So, let's see. Okay. Let's see what we got here. Okay, I am SSHing into the robot. And what I want to do is open the Arduino code. So, let's see, Arduino. So the operating system that I'm making my operating system with is called ROS. And what I did is, if you ignore all this other stuff, what I did was I set pin 45 to the gate of the transistor, not the transistor, what is it, MOSFET. And went down here, made it an output, and all I'm doing is I'm looping every quarter second, high and low. So you're gonna see the green light blink when I am when I connect this. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna connect this gate pin here to the Arduino, and when I power on the Arduino, it should start blinking. Let's see, we have ground. How'd that go? It would help if I turn the power on. Here goes. So yeah, you can imagine. So I have the 12 volt coming through. It's interrupted by this MOSFET, and it's controlled by opening and shutting the gate of this Arduino pin. So I have, how many pins do I have? 54 pins and 4 analog pins, or 5 analog pins to choose from. So I can control a lot of things from this Arduino. So let me go back to the computer real quick. Can you see that? Yes, you can. Okay, so here's this. I wrote a little program that uses the ROS operating system and just publishes messages. So it's going to publish a message, hello Keith, every, well, it looks like half a second now. Okay, so that's running right now on the Arduino. And if I go to a terminal here, and I can type in, let me move these wires out of the way without shorting anything. Okay. So this is a robot. This is the main program. And if I go ROS topic list, oh. Gotta run the robotics program. I forget what I called it. Oh my god, why is it doing that? Okay, apparently when you SSH into wow, I don't think it recognizes this keyboard very well. Let me see. Oh, the tab completion doesn't work. Start on pause. robot main start. Don't tell me I have to source it. Okay. Alright, so while I'm looking at this, I want to show you something. It's still blinking away. I'm gonna get this program running real quick. Let me actually start it on the actual robot without it. The thing is, I'm trying to actually show you what I'm doing, and if I do it, I'm doing the RAW service, RAW's launch. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Okay, so that should be right. That should be going right now. So if I go back over here, and go to my computer, I can show you topic list. Okay, so the robot in theory is running right now. So we can see all the topics that it is publishing and subscribing to. If you remember, I created a topic called Chatter, and on this topic it says "Hello Keith" from the Arduino. So it not only can control mechanical things, it can control what the robot is doing at any given time. So all you have to do, Chatter. Oh my God, tab completion, please God. Okay. So every half a second it says "Hello Keith," which isn't very impressive, but the fact that it's communicating over a serial bus, also controlling the light at the same time is pretty darn awesome. Robot. Okay, just getting some of that. Robot. Let's see if it can answer me. Robot.
Yes.
What is 3 plus 3?
3 plus 3 equals 6.
Awesome. So I want to show you guys what I also did. Now the robot is running. It can listen to me, but I also 3D printed the speaker case with these little speakers in it. It also has a little amplifier in it. So when I connect it to the 5-volt rail, actually I have it here. I can actually do it. If you don't mind me getting rid of the blinky lights, I will do this. So what I can do is put that there, put that on 5 volts, and take it off of here. Okay, that's no longer working. So I will hook up the speakers. The speakers going. I'm going to plug it in. The robot computer is actually over here because I'm still debugging it. But let's see, do I have to change anything when it's plugged in? Robot. Nice. Input. Input still works. Speak. Okay. Okay, it doesn't seem to be working right now. Let's see. I may have blown it out. That would have been. Robot. 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 Let's test the sound. That was the wrong mouse. Doesn't seem to be working. I hope I didn't blow it out. I hooked up the speakers to this cheap Chinese voltage source and it sucked. Speak. Speak. I don't know if it's doing it. Robot. Robot. What's 5 plus 5? It's not doing it, dude. Oh, crap. I'm gonna have to change this one out. Of course, I was trying to do too much today, and I ruined this. thing. So what I was able to do as well, as you can see, is speakers. We got speakers. That's in. That's input device. Let's see if it can hear me. Robot. 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 See, it's so finicky. Let me robot. 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 Okay. So, programming your own voice recognition is something else. But we're getting there. All right. Excuse me. Sorry, headphone users. All right. So, I think what I'm gonna do is, what time is it? How much time we got? 43 minutes. Let's see what my dashboard is. Okay, let's see. Go to YouTube because I want to break out the let's see if it's working. Again, I'm using this new service. I hope it's working. Oh, there I am. Again, I'm using this new service. I hope it's working. Right. I might print something. My son has broken his snorkel, and I want to print him a replacement. So let's see if I can do that. All right. So let me go to my computer here. And I'm going to go to let's go to Thingiverse. So I'll show you the process that I use to print. So if I'm not making it, like I'm making this mounting plate for the computer. This is what the come on. This is what the Connect mount looks like. I put little grooves and valleys in to go with the grooves and valleys of the thing. All right, let's do this. Let me go to Thingiverse and go to the things I liked. And see, I modified this. And this is the speaker thing. Let's go here to this. I'm going to download the thing files. tipped you already, buddy. I can't get all my money. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I download this. I can put this in the back of the computer. Files, good. Put this on the desktop. Take this out, go to Slicer, delete that, I'm no longer printing that. I'll add this snorkel thing that I just put in my desktop. I don't know what it's called. What the heck was it called? Snorkel clip. That makes sense. Open. Let's just make sure that it'll print right. It looks like it swivels. Yeah. Let's reposition it a little bit. That's like that. I'm going to put it a little further back because I have a deformity on my plate that I don't want it to do. And got that. I'm going to do, yes, because I don't want any of the changes I made last time. I'm going to export the G code to my SD card, save it, and then what we can do is if we go over here, I can start printing it. Let me just stick this here. So while that's heating up, let's stick you over here, like so. Come on. Stop being so weird. Sorry guys. Should be fine. In the next couple of weeks or so, I'm going to be making a battery for the robots, of which I am going to come on. This. Oh, this really pisses me off. Oh, you son of a bitch. I also tried to do like a little time lapse of the other thing I was printing for the robot, and it was just not good. They ran out of space on the, what's it called? GoPro. I want to show you guys these clips that I got, which I'm going to be switching over to that other thing because I'm set this up right now about that. Alright, so check this out. These are PCB mounts that have double-sided tape already, so you don't have to use the screws or anything like that. But I don't know if you can see that or not. It's so awesome. I'm gonna remount that the fuse panel with it right after we get done here. So guys, we're coming to an end here. It's been about an hour. There was so much that I wanted to cover, but so scatterbrained. I did so much this week, and I don't know where to start. And I did so much to get to a starting point, if you know what I mean. So all of next week is going to be some software and everything. I want to start. I got myself a spot welder. I'm going to be spot welding a battery to take the place of that lead acid battery over there. It's something that I can actually charge. I'm trying to use that battery sparingly because I can't actually charge it. And it has 23 volts in it right now. And it's just something that I'm testing with that I can't charge. So once that battery runs out, I'm going to have a replacement. So next week, my friend Joe, Average Joe, check him out on YouTube. He does a lot of 18650 battery work. He's actually sending me a couple BMSs, I think. It's a battery management system for a 10-cell battery. I'm going to be making a 36-volt battery to go in here, and it should be absolutely magnificent. One thing that I did get working on the robot sort of was the voice recognition. I don't know if you heard it before. I said robot, and it answered me. But it's actually it's so buggy right now. I have to go back and re-explore everything with that. But as you can see, the robot is definitely coming along. It's got a lot going on. It's got the power management system. It's got everything it needs to power the computer inside this body. What I'm going to be working on is translating the robot operating system twist commands, which are the commands that tell the motors what to do, into actual physical, working things, like I did with these lights here. So it's just a little bit of logic, a little bit of programming. If you're interested in that, let me know. I'll do a live stream during the week. If you're not, that's okay too. Sorry for the scattered-brained live stream this week, but I did want to put out a bit of a live stream. I wanted to show you that I am making progress. If you like what you see, let me know. Please comment, like, and subscribe. I have new T-shirts. You can get those on my swag store on my website at cerebraldad.com/swag. There is a link in the description below. But for August 10th at 8:02 p.m., I want to thank you for joining me, and I will see you next week. Thank you.